This podcast is brought to you by Legend Comics and Coffee in Omaha, Nebraska, and listeners like you. Head to our website, twitednerd.com. Learn how you can support us on Patreon or, just shoot us a PayPal donation. It keeps the show ad-free, and we swear we'll hurt ourselves if you don't.
Once, they were two best friends managing a comic book store. But when an innocent blood oath went wrong, the two found themselves trapped in the same body, imprisoned in a strange pyramid made of long boxes, buried deep below their hometown, where they are doomed to discuss comic books until the end of time. They were once Joe and Matt. Now they are known as the Two-Headed Nerd. And this is their podcast.
Broadcasting from the Ziggurat in Omaha and caverns deep below the metro area. It's our pleasure to welcome you to episode 811 of the Two-Headed Nerd comic book podcast. I'm your head number one. My name is Matt Baum.
I'm the Internet's Joe Patrick, your head number two. It's time for another new comic show where we review 8 comics from the past 2 new comic book days. And after that, we'll set you up with our must-read new comic picks for next week.
In this episode, the Thundercats' big bad Mumm-Ra's origin is revealed. The Starfleet Academy brats get their first mini. Fireborn and Corpse Knight saw massive pre-orders, but we're going to tell you if they were any good. A new Event Horizon mini is here to fuel your nightmares if you forgot about the movie. Shame on you if you did. It's super scary. Also, Resident Alien says goodbye, and even more short reviews during our Ludicrous Speed Reads segment. It's all happening in this Superman, Spider-Man-less edition of THN, and it starts now with review time in the Ziggurat. They don't send us digital copies, folks. These dicks won't do it, so,
Before we file suit to get our tariff refunds from Marvel Comics, let's explain how our rating system works. Each comic we review is rated using our 3-point scale of buy it, skim it, or leave it. All ratings are subjective. They are never a personal indictment of the creators, and they're subject to change if one of us files a legal brief citing the other's review. Let us know what you think of our opinions over at our Discord. Just don't expect us to accept your explanation of a $6 cover price if you don't agree with our takes. Macho, make sure to tally our receipts and fetch our review comics.
Playing tariff lawyers on the internet has burned you before, sirs. Tread lightly. Here are your review comics for the week of Wednesday, the 15th of April.
I'm up first this week with Fireborn, #1 from Image Comics. It's written by Kurt Pyers and Franklin Jonas. Bonus Jonas brother Frankie. Art and main cover by Patrick Mulholland. Colors by Mark Dale. Letters by Micah Myers. 48 pages, $4.99. Here's your solicit. A new series set in the world of Lost Fantasy. Aaron Hilberg was just another rich kid fail son, ghosting his responsibilities, hopping rooftops, and hating his billionaire father in peace until a mysterious floating dragon egg bonds to him and ignites a hidden lineage of ancient magic inside his body. Very Pokemon, right? I'm getting
A little bit. How to Train Your Dragon is kind of, I think, the vibe they're going for.
Now I'm going to say Yu-Gi-Oh! Is kind of the vibe they're going for.
Why not both?
Now every violent outlaw, wizard, biker, cultist, and supernatural warlord between New York City and the world beneath is hunting him, and they'll burn the world down to pry the egg from his corpse. We mentioned it. It's also here in the solicit, though. It's for people who love How to Train Your Dragon, Invincible, obviously, and of course, Absolute Batman, right?
Okay.
I will give them the book is big and bombastic, but I think you say Absolute Batman because that comic book sold 8 million copies. So why not say, hey, you'll like this one too? There was something about Aaron, our main character. Like, this opens with a sort of a Quentin Tarantino-esque flash forward, and then we're going to get a flashback, see how he gets his powers, and here's how he ended up in this place. But it opens with him talking to the weird little dragon egg that he's bonded to. There's like magic that goes to his back. and the dragon egg is there, and it doesn't really talk. It's like a baby dragon, right? But the first panel is him going, "What the fuck?" And like for the whole entirety of the book, all this kid does is kind of cuss and be really snotty to people. Like so much so, we don't know anything about the kid yet. And when these bikers show up who also have magic weapons, he's just kind of like, "I ain't scared of you. Look, I don't know what you're talking about, but you fucks are a long way from New York Comic-Con, and you need to get out of here." It's like pretty brave for a kid that like hasn't even figured out how his powers work yet, or if he has powers, or maybe there's just a dragon thing that's stuck to his back. I don't know.
Yeah.
I find it hard to root for him because he's kind of snotty through the whole book.
No, you can't. I couldn't root for him at all.
Right. I do think the art is excellent. I like the design of his sort of like Power Rangers meets, I don't know, the Guyver kind of look to his armor. The art is very, very good. The colors are insane. I mean, every panel is exploding with action and effects. It looks great. And they drop a lot on you here. It's not much world building, though, right? So if this takes place in like something in the Lost Fantasy universe, I don't have a good connection to it because I fell off Lost Fantasy. It's very good. I didn't mean to. But I don't know if there's something going on with this other character they introduce who is running from these biker characters that show up, and he's some kind of hunter that uses teleportation portals or something. Maybe this is part of the mystery they're going to unveil, or maybe it's part of Lost Fantasy.
So one thing that I was able to parse after looking at it several times is that he comes from another world, and they call it the world beneath.
Yeah,
and that must be the Lost Fantasy part.
I think
because
probably.
He is transported to New York City.
Yeah, and Lost Fantasy is about Hollow Earth stuff, so that makes sense. The world beneath and whatnot.
Because it took me a while, because at first I was like, wait a minute, is this set in a world where because people have pointy ears and there's all sorts of weird stuff, and then he goes to New York.
Right. And obviously they're setting up, this is a very modern day story meets this fantasy story that's happening below us in the Lost Fantasy world, and that's fine. But this character, there's something about the way they wrote the character where he's just so calm with everything that's going on that he's completely unrelatable. He comes off as sort of like a character out of one of those like late 90s, early 2000s, anime OVAs, the original, video animes that were just like hyper violent and packed with cuss words, and everybody was just completely confident no matter what they were doing.
I mean, it's
almost silly.
It's so Gen Z that it kind of like it's painfully Gen Z, but also in kind of a dated way, because it's like, he's super into parkour, you guys.
Well, and that's the other thing. It's like you want the kids,
what year is this?
He's the son of a billionaire, so I get he's kind of a rich snot or whatever. Fine. Billionaire dad is the evil guy. Okay. His hobby's fucking parkour. Okay.
Yeah, it's just like a weird mishmash of cultural stuff that doesn't really fit together.
I think there's a lot of manga influence here, because things like that are much more accepted in manga, where like you have a character and this is their one thing that they do, and maybe their one thing is an asshole, and maybe that's just kind of lost on me a little bit. I don't think this is a bad comic. I think it looks incredible. Absolutely incredible art. Yeah. Design is great. The paneling is great. The action is fantastic. I just found it hard to grab.
The colors are spectacular.
Yeah. There's a panel where it's a 2-page spread of the main character in full Fireborn armor punching a dude in the face. That is just outstanding.
It's really good. Yeah.
But just the constant cussing and the overconfidence, it did make it feel a little dated for me. I'm going to give this a strong skim it, because there could be something here, and maybe I'm not opening myself to this world enough, or just accepting the fact that yep, they're all just fucking badasses, I guess. I don't know.
See, I will say that it's nothing about the world or the world building that's the problem for me. And I'll even buy into the idea that he's tapped into this spirit of this dragon or whatever, and when he comes out of it in his Fireborn armor, then he immediately knows how capable he is, and that's fine.
Sure.
We have no problems with cursing. Obviously, we curse all the time. But when there's so much of it and it feels like a crutch because you can't come up with anything better to write.
Yeah.
That's when I'm like, pause. This isn't dialogue. This is just like a bunch of catchphrases loosely connected with curse words.
Right.
You know, it's like you motherfuckers want to get wrecked. You know, it's like, okay.
Right.
I get it.
Well, and there's a part where like he's using it whenever he's using his powers, it looks incredible. It's all pinks and purple, explosive, like amazing coloring. But there's like a scene where he's beating up the bikers and like mercilessly beating them up. There's no way some of these guys are surviving this. And then he definitely kills one, and all of a sudden he stops. He's like, oh no, I didn't mean to. Like, you didn't mean to what, dude? Did you see what you did to those other
we're
guys?
meant to assume that all of the rest of them survived because he obviously accidentally killed them.
I suppose, but the art is certainly not selling.
It's so
me.
brutal that it looked like there's one in particular where he is punching a dude and it looks like he punched him clean in half.
Right, I'm looking at that right now. Like, that guy is dead.
Where it says wham across his torso. It's like, that guy looks like he's been bicycled.
Everything on this panel tells me that guy's at least never walking again. So
right. And so I think that the art kind of, the brutality in the art kind of is at odds with the character's shock that about this violent act that he did on accident, because he certainly had no problems crippling any of these men.
Sure.
It's a strong skim it anyway. We could go on and on and on.
You like Yu-Gi-Oh wasn't violent enough for you? I got a book for you. Here we go.
It's like, Invincible is a comic book that deals with adult themes and hyper ultra violence in a way better, more satisfying way.
Agreed.
Moving on to another comic full of nonstop cursing and ultra violence. It's Mumm-Ra, the Everliving #1 from Dynamite Entertainment. Maybe that was just the special variant I got. It's written by Declan Shalvey with art by Rafa Lavosco, colors by Roshan Kuricianiel. Sorry, Roshan. Letters by Jeff Eckleberry, cover by Danny Earls on this one. It's 32 pages for $4.99. Here is your solicit. The secrets of Mumm-Ra revealed. Mumm-Ra, the Everliving, has been a sinister enigma to the Thundercats ever since they first set foot on Third Earth. Now the infamous Devil Priest's ancient and tortured history will finally be unveiled. It all begins in a pyramid, but not the sinister black fortress that haunts Lion-O's dreams. This is Earth, during the reign of the pharaohs, and for one nameless slave, a chance discovery and a selfish act of cruelty will open a pathway to both freedom and power for a price. He's not nameless. They say his name 3 or 4 times.
They say his name plenty of times. I mean, maybe he's nameless on Thundera. I don't know.
Maybe, I guess. Yeah. I guess. I don't know if anyone's keeping track of this, but I'm going to mention it a couple times in this episode. This is labeled as part 2 of the interminably long 15-chapter Thundercats X SilverHawks crossover. This is Declan Shalvey's magnum opus, you guys. I think when this is over, he's going to leap off a mountain.
Maybe.
It'll be like, it's over. I did it. Now, not a single thing related to the actual crossover story happens in this comic, so you don't have to worry about it.
Well,
it's laser focused. Laser focused on Mumm-Ra's secret origin and nothing else. I have never really devoted any time to understanding Thundercats lore. I watched the cartoon when I was young. I've read a handful of the comics. Tying Mumm-Ra to ancient Earth seems weird. Is Thundercats a Planet of the Apes situation? Is Third Earth just Earth, but in the future? I honestly have no clue.
Third Earth is Earth in the future.
Except in this comic, he goes to Second Earth, which is a dimension ruled by demons. So I don't know.
Oh, true. Yeah. Okay. Yes, that throws a wrench into things.
But in the comic that I review later on in this episode, they are on 6th Earth, which is just fucking Earth. I don't know. The story is pretty straightforward, other than the confusing, lore. It leans on some pretty obvious tropes. It ends up being sort of dull, honestly, because you can see everything coming a mile away. You know that Mumm-Ra is going to betray his kindly friend because the demons are whispering in his ear. These aren't even spoilers. If you've read a story in your whole life, you'll know what's going to happen. We actually get to see these ancient spirits of evil that he's always talking about in the cartoon. And I guess they're just Egyptian gods.
Okay.
So that's another question mark I don't have.
I got an answer for you. 3rd Earth
great.
is Earth. 2nd Earth, also Earth. 6th Earth, still Earth. Different time periods. Completely different temporal time periods of Earth.
So at some point after ancient Egypt and presumably modern day 2026.
Sure.
Joe Patrick and Matt Baum kicking around.
Yeah.
2nd Earth ruled by demons.
So they're like, this is post-apocalyptic theory for all the Earths. Civilizations rose up, apocalypse. They were destroyed. New civilization rises up, like Hyperborea type shit. I get it. Yeah. That's kind of what
ancient Atlantis, for sure.
Also, I believe this is Declan Shalvey spelling all of that out finally, because this was never done. It's all fan theory. It was never done in the cartoon.
Then kudos to Declan.
Yeah.
But I was confused because the fact that Mumm-Ra jumps to the future is not really made clear.
3rd Earth is literally our Earth, thousands or possibly millions of years in the future.
Whoa, so like the time machine kind of situation.
That's what I'm saying. It's all temporal versions of Earth.
Art-wise, Labasco and Roshan, last name withheld, excellent art. Fantastic. It's very, very shadow heavy, dynamic figures, and great action scenes. I love the coloring, and it really highlights the starkness and the beauty of ancient Egypt. This is a great looking comic.
It's great looking, yeah.
Mumm-Ra #1, it does hold some appeal, especially to fans of the show that have been curious about Mumm-Ra's secret origin. Again, the art's really great. The story is kind of a predictable snooze. I'm also not sure how much it's going to tie into the big crossover, because this is issue 1 of 5. And it represents a full third of the event. If you look at the checklist, it's 15 chapters, 5 of them Mumm-Ra. So buckle up, I guess. I'm giving this a skim it. It's not bad, but your mileage may vary.
I think I like this more than you. I had fun with it. I'm always down for a good villain's origin. And now digging in a little bit, I think this is going to fit in to Thundercats SilverHawks, because they're going to explain how all this temporal shit works. And we're going to see Mumm-Ra, part of his origin is explaining this is how we got to where we're at now with the Thundercats and SilverHawks. So I agree, this one doesn't tie in at all. I think it's going to.
One can only hope.
Yeah. I think Shelby's building something here and finally doing something really interesting with these characters. I've read some of the other Thundercats stuff. I've read a smaller amount of the SilverHawks stuff, but I've really been enjoying the Thundercats shit. I think this is a lot of fun. I'm giving it a buy it. Great looking book too.
And I guess to be fair, the chapters aren't numbered.
No, they just listed like, here's what you read next if you want to. It's not like...
But it does come second on the checklist.
It does, but it doesn't say on the cover, like, number 2 in ThunderHawks,
We can both agree it's not exactly at chapter 2.
No. Well, actually, you know what? Right on the cover, it does say Thundercats, SilverHawks, Mumm-Ra,
But does it say chapter 2?
Yeah, it says 2 of 15.
Oh, well, shit.
Right on the cover.
See, it's confusing.
It says number 1 as the number, but this is saying 2 of 15 if you're all in.
I was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt.
Well, let's wait until it's done. Maybe it's right there, We'll see.
We'll see.
I'd like to say this one's a little more down to earth because it takes place in the Pacific Northwest, but it is about an alien. Sadly, this is a farewell to Resident Alien. One more for the road. It's a one-shot from Dark Horse, written by Peter Hogan, art and letters by Steve Parkhouse. 32 pages, $4.99. Here's your solicit. Former federal agent Jones and the alien representatives from Harry's home planet are inviting nations beyond the U.S. to work with them in helping Earth join the Circle of Worlds. Meanwhile, in Patience, that's the town, by the way, Harry covers for Ethan at the clinic, but danger is closing in. Will Harry's secret finally be revealed? Find out in this one-shot finale as Hogan and Parkhouse's hit sci-fi series comes to a close. Just listening to that solicit, you may say to yourself, there is no way they can do all this in a one-shot. And you know what? I'm going to agree. There is no way they can do all of this in a one-shot. I'm torn here because I really like this series. And I really like these creators. Resident Alien has been a wonderful read for like 10 damn years now. And it's been these two guys.
There are 9 volumes, and the back matter spells it all out.
And these two guys have been on the whole damn thing, telling a fantastic story. If you've only seen the show, it's not as slapstick and funny as the comic. But I would argue the show does capture the spirit of the comic very well.
I would argue that the comic isn't really a comedy.
It's not.
The show is definitely
the show
a
is full on comedy. The comic is more of an outsider's look of what it is to be human.
Yeah. It's
right?
like Concrete, but with aliens.
But also,
not really. Concrete,
he has this whole civilization that he believes he was sent to like take over. He kind of ends up liking it here and sort of talks his civilization into saying, hey, instead of ruling this planet, what if we invite them to our world? The only problem with this one shot is they do a little too much in the one shot. Then they go, we're done here. Thanks. It's a good story and it holds up really well with all the other Resident Alien stuff I've read. The art is fantastic. I love Parkhouse's style.
I bet you this was supposed to be one final mini.
I have a feeling it was, but I don't know why it's not. There's no reason that Dark Horse is shutting this stuff down. I mean, they did get bought by a private equity firm, but that just happened very recently.
And also, if Dark Horse is anything like Image, it's not like Dark Horse foots the bill.
No, I get that, but they also have a hit TV show behind this as well.
I don't know. I don't know enough about how that's structured at Dark Horse.
It's just confusing. The story, it's not like truncated or anything, but it does just kind of end. It does the job of telling this one-shot story, but this sure feels like a setup for 3 more issues or 4 more issues or maybe 10. I don't know. I really like this. And if you enjoy Resident Alien, you will also enjoy this. There's really no reason to pick it up if you haven't been paying attention because it is just a one-shot that feels like it's leading to something it doesn't lead to. I can't give it a skim it because it's a great book. I'm giving it a buy it.
You can give it a skim,
but I'm not going to because I think my complaint is like, I want more. And every one of these stories that they've told always left you in a place where it's like, hey, you know what? I do want more of that. So maybe it's not the best way to end the story, but it is an ending, I suppose. Like the end of The Sopranos was an ending.
Satisfying wrap up, a satisfying ending, then that didn't do its job.
I'm giving it a buy it because it holds up with everything else that they have done as a body of work. I just wish there was more of it. That's my complaint.
I mean, yeah.
Right? It's not like it just stopped. This isn't the end of The Sopranos where it's like, well, wait a minute. Is Tony dead? I don't get it. You know? Like, I get what happened. I guess I just wish there was more.
Judge for yourself, Paisan. Well, this has to be a skim it for me. I loved Resident Alien as well, but I only read like the first 2 volumes. So there are 6 or 7 volumes that I am not privy to, especially some real big stuff that happened between Harry and Asta, apparently.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could, and they have a kid. They're married. Like,
I mean, all right, fine.
Their relationship.
It's the very end.
That's not a spoiler. That's things that have happened years ago, right?
I didn't have as much problem with the truncated nature of the ending. My biggest problem was I was very confused about the nature of Harry's relationship with the town, especially considering the idea that this guy Jones is working with Earth governments and the aliens. And it seemed to me that the people in Patience knew Harry was an alien. And then twist, I guess they don't.
So here's the thing. This is definitely written for people that have been reading the series. And one of the things that they do in the series is draw Harry as an alien because he knows he's an alien, but other people
see him as actual Harry.
People
Harry
see
the
him
human.
as a guy. They see him as Alan Tudyk or whatever, right?
Right, yeah. And that part I knew, but at this late stage, especially with the human guy working with the aliens, I was like, oh, everyone knows. Like, everyone loves Harry. They know he's an alien.
If you didn't read the other stuff, there's no reason why you would pick up on that. And this is not a jumping on point. All of a sudden,
they make this big deal about how he changed.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, and they do a thing very gently with the art when people are looking at him, and then when he's in the coma, he is dark green, grayish, and it's like, oh,
yeah,
the effect is not happening anymore, right?
Yeah,
but there's no reason you would know.
So it's stuff like that where, as somebody coming in essentially several minutes late to a show.
The finale.
In fact, the last 10 minutes of the show.
This is you showing up and watching the final Seinfeld and going, I don't think this is a very good show.
Right. It's not that I can't see them working. It's not that I can't see the appeal. It's that I can't really recommend that you just pick this up.
No,
I think go back and get Resident Alien Volume 1 because we reviewed it way back when and loved it.
It's a
fantastic
and I stand by series. It. Yeah, I've read almost all of this. I haven't read the last mini, but I wanted to read this one. But it's a fantastic series.
Yeah, it's good. It's a different, like you say, it's a different vibe from the show. The show is its own. This, it's different, and I wish that I was more caught up so that I could appreciate this better. It's a very strong skim. Well, Starfleet Academy fans, I got some bad news. Your show got canceled. Yeah, there's another season to come, but you know that it's a short timer, and you're pretty bummed about it. The good news is, though, there's a comic book that you can read.
And now more news about it.
And more news about it. This is Star Trek: Starfleet Academy - Lost Contact #1 from IDW. It's written by Lane Morgan. Art by Coralie Espuña. Colors by Nora Serrano. Letters and design by Neil Uyatake. It's 32 pages for $4.99.
I love right on the cover, they say Paramount Plus original series now streaming, as if some people might be like,
technically true.
True, but like they're picking this up and they're going, what? There's a streaming series of this? Like, this is how they're discovering that?
Right.
Although they might be. I don't know. Maybe that's why I got canceled.
Well, I got more bad news for you if that's the case. Here's your solicit. Caleb, Genesis, Jaden, Kyle, and Tarima are all students of Starfleet Academy, the illustrious school responsible for the Federation's best. One day they dream to serve as great leaders on board ships of their own, to study the cultural intricacies of sentient life among the galaxy, or to go where no person has explored before. But today their mission is simply to execute a survey simulation on a lifeless, low-oxygen planet, or at least it seems simple. Until a huge storm cuts off their contact with their leaders aboard the Athena, and something impossible appears. An alien. On Star Trek? Gasp.
I know. Go figure.
Now they'll have to work together and use everything they've learned in class about first contact to make it off the planet alive. So, for better or for worse, this does feel like an episode of the show. Just not one of the better ones. The plot is very straightforward. The stakes are non-existent, even when the script tells us that the stakes are there. There's incessant bickering dialogue between the classmates that just does not work without the charm and delivery of the actors. Just written down, it was just tedious.
I think that's the problem here. I think the problem is you're trying to capture something that works on the show and do exactly that in the comic, and it just does not transfer well. It just doesn't.
Yeah. Without the cadence of the delivery and no.
The music and the ridiculous, the lens flare. Where's the lens flare? Come on.
They're right. On the art side, it's not slavishly devoted to actor likenesses, which at first seemed like a positive until it became difficult later on to tell the characters apart.
Yeah.
See, the problem is they're all wearing identical spacesuits, and if you can't see their faces, you don't know who's who.
Well, even the coloring effects, they're wearing a spacesuit with a face mask. So the coloring effects are just kind of glowing and stuff. There's like scenes where like they're just far enough away that you can't make out anybody.
Right. And
their faces are right there.
And the face masks are all the same like shade of blue or whatever.
Yeah.
And so you can't see like, skin tone or any of that. There's like no indication unless it's a close up and you're like, okay, bumpy forehead. Got it.
But there's also stuff with the coloring where it's like,
yeah, the coloring is bad.
I don't know. It's like too.
No, it's bad.
Computer colored, where it's like their face.
The coloring is way too saturated.
Good. Yeah,
it's way too saturated. It's way over reliant on digital effects.
Makes skin tones look weird as hell.
Like the rain looks bad.
Yeah.
The clouds look bad. The coloring is bad.
The rain looks like it's not happening. It just looks like it was added afterwards in post.
Yeah, exactly. Espuna's art feels sterile and lifeless a lot of the time. His starships need some work. There's one shot of the Athena at the very beginning, and it kind of looks like garbage. And at the end of the issue, when things are going crazy with the alien, I literally could not tell what was happening. I just couldn't figure it out.
Yeah,
The cover, though, by the same artist, is great. It's painted. It looks really lovely. I just wish the interiors matched the promise of the cover. So I'm a fan of the show, and it does seem like I'm being harsh, but this did nothing for me. It's not even that it's all that bad. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
I got to give this a leave it. It did nothing for me.
That's also not true for other Star Trek, properties that they do at IDW.
Some Star Trek books are really good.
And they're literally doing something like when they do a Deep Space Nine series, or they do it. And I'm sorry, I'm only talking about classic series. I like the new stuff too, for those of you who are just joining us. But for some reason, this just doesn't translate well. It just doesn't work. And
that other book they're doing right now, The Last Starship, is supposed to be great.
It's fantastic. It's so good. But for some, I don't know. And when you pair it with this art and the coloring, like the whole package, just meh. It's
a dud.
And I don't mean to like talk shit about webtoons. Like, I don't really care for those type comics. That's what this feels like to me. Like kind of rushed and thrown out there, for the sake
There's
of
something
like
amateurish about the execution in some
and
aspects.
IDW has not been amateurish in the rest of their Star Trek execution. I think they can do better than this. I got to give it a leave it as well.
I'll prepare your email inbox for an influx of Webtoon fan complaints. In the meantime, here are your review comics for the week of Wednesday, the 22nd of April.
Speaking of IDW and their properties, they are also shepherding Event Horizon. This is Event Horizon Inferno #1 from IDW, written by Christian Ward, who you might remember is usually an artist. He has written and drawn some stuff. He worked on Aquaman Andromeda and Odyssey, both of which we really liked. But we have a different artist here. Rob Carey is drawing this. Colors by Xenon Honchar, letters by Alex Ray. 40 pages for $3.99. Here's your solicit. It's Aliens meets Dante's Inferno. True. Space Marines clash with demons aboard the Event Horizon in this follow-up to the biggest horror comic of 2025. In 2040, the starship Event Horizon disappeared. Several years later, it returned possessed by a demonic entity. After murdering its rescue crew, it was blown in half, with the front of the ship left yearning for its heart. A gravity drive designed for interdimensional travel. That was the thing that spun around and took them to hell in the first one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
200 years later, a billionaire brings his own private Starfleet to the wreckage around Neptune. He's heard stories of the Event Horizon and will gleefully sacrifice any number of employees to uncover its secrets. This is playing on themes of billionaires, being shitheads, which I don't know if you've paid attention to the news recently, but billionaires be shitheads, right? We can all agree.
Yeah, sure. Accurate.
And it opens with billionaire as a kid with his brother They have a little girl tied up. They are about to sacrifice her to Satan. There's dead animals on the ground and stuff like, this is serious. These kids are going for it. Turns out it's the butler's daughter, and the butler is like, what the fuck is going on in here? And at first I was like, this is kind of a longish opening for an Event Horizon comic, which like, I want to be in space. I want to know what's going on. But it all comes full circle later. No spoilers. Ward's story is great. Really, really great. And the art by Rob Carey is fan-friggin-tastic. This is like one of those things where I'm like, well, Christian Ward is so fucking good. I don't know if you guys remember the Aquaman Andromeda book, but that book was amazing. Absolutely beautiful. Trippy, dark, really, really heavy blues and blacks because it's all underwater art. He would have been perfect for this. This dude is no slack whatsoever and is fantastic on the art, does an excellent job making it feel like this gothic space abattoir that the ship should be. It's super creepy. Ward does an excellent job introducing all the hapless Marines that you just know are not making it.
Cannon fodder, right?
Great setup with the brothers and the sacrifice. Like I said, comes full circle later. Billionaire. He's married to a synthetic AI, and she's super creepy and sexy, and all the Marines are just like, that's gross. There's a lot of like really good touchstones to things that are happening right now in the modern world. And it still does a really good job of feeding into the mythos of the movie and picks up right after the last series. Ward, it just does such a great job. Like you said, you wouldn't even know that this didn't just spin right out of the movie. It's fantastic. It's a great jumping on point. Whether you read the last series or not, you should read the last series too, because they're doing a kick-ass job with this super creepy space horror. I love this comic. I love the movie, but you don't have to be a fan. You just got to like space horror. I'm giving this a huge buy it.
Yeah, man, it's real good. I'll tell you this. I have no shame admitting it. Event Horizon is a movie that my dad and I watched together on either on cable or on home video when I was way too young.
Oh, I mean, I was too young too. I'm just not a pansy like you. That's all.
No, you're older than me, so don't give me
Not that much older, pal.
Yeah. Sorry, old man. And it wrecked me so bad that I did not voluntarily watch a movie, a horror movie, unless it was like a horror comedy, like Cabin in the Woods or whatever, for another 25 years. Now I'm back on that horror shit. I'm a grown man. I love it. I've revisited Event Horizon. I love it. It's a classic. This comic rules. There are some subtle things that happen as far as the characters you see in the prologue part and the demon that they're worshiping that are definitely important, like subtle visual cues even.
Yeah.
And it's handled really, really well. And I don't know, like there's one final panel of the prologue in particular that I'm not really sure what the implications are. But I'm dying to find out. And so, yeah, this is a huge buy it. The art's fantastic. Event Horizon. It's so great, guys.
Yeah. Super creepy stuff. I love creepy sci-fi.
I should read the last series. I missed it.
It was fantastic. It was really good. And it's all Ward, man. That guy's great.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about it. Unfortunately, the next comic I'm about to review is just adequate. Because it's called
I see what you did.
The Adequates.
Hey-oh.
The Adequates #1. This is from Comixology Originals. That's the platform, to be fair. The actual company or studio that makes it is Xylanol Studios. It's written by Lee Loffridge and Mars Jr. We don't know who he's the junior of. It doesn't matter.
He's Mars's kid. What are you talking about?
Mars, yeah.
I mean, come on.
Right. But no, please. Mr. Mars was my father. Art and letters, also by Mars Jr. It's 33 pages for $2.99, or if you have Amazon Prime, I believe it's free.
It is free.
Here's a brief description, not exactly a solicit. Set at Savannah High, the story follows 5 freshmen, Julie, Chad, Randy, Panama, and Gray, who wind up with half-baked superpowers after a haunted field trip to Bonaventure Cemetery. Shortly after, they go on a crusade to expose the school's bullies, all the while realizing someone in their school has been possessed by a powerful demon. The only thing that happens in this story is the field trip part of it. So spoilers, I guess, for future installments.
It's coming.
Plot-wise, it's pretty standard stuff. Very tropey, all ages, bullies and school cliques kind of stuff. The nerds are at the top of the social pyramid, which is a pleasant change of pace. And the story does take a little while to get going. So long, in fact, that I actually forgot that it takes place in a world of superheroes while I was reading it.
Okay.
There's a brief prologue that I thought was just the kid giving a fake report.
Yeah,
But
okay.
turns out it's real. They
That's
are
fair.
really in a world of superheroes.
And I think they were supposed to kind of do that. I think the idea was like, this kid's a nerd and he's giving a report about a comic book that he read, but subtly, oh no, this is the world they live
go to
in.
the cemetery.
Yeah.
It's like, these are the graves of the South's greatest heroes.
Right, and they reveal that, and it's I thought it was a clever reveal. I thought that was well done.
Mars Jr.'s art, it reminds me, for you gamers out there in the crowd, it reminds me of a Double Fine adventure game. Think along the lines of Psychonauts or a 90s Nickelodeon cartoon with the super deformed characters like Ed, and Eddie or something.
I kind of love it. I think it's pretty adorable.
The character designs, they are wildly varied, which is pretty cool. There are also some dynamic layouts. All of that made me wonder if Mars is an animator, because there's definitely a lot of very key animation concepts, like always make sure your characters have unique silhouettes and things like that. Like, it's very animated looking. The blocky style, it's fun to look at. It's also pretty stiff as far as like movement goes. The lettering is unique, which is to his credit, but also it kind of drove me a little crazy.
Oh, I didn't mind it. I think it's really.
I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't know.
You're being a jerk. You're being a jerk.
No, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just like, oh, you know how I am with lettering. So, The Adequates, it features a bunch of kids that just don't fit with any popular crowd, and they're about to get superpowers. It's got a lot of promise as an idea, but this issue barely scratches the surface of that. I'm not sure if there's enough of a hook to bring me back. That said, I do have Prime, and it's not going to cost me anything if I do. I'm giving this a strong skim it. If you have Prime, just read it. Don't be a jerk. It's not going to take you more than 5 minutes.
Mars Jr. is, in fact, an animation story. He does animation storyboarding.
That makes sense.
With studios like ADHD and BixPix. I don't know who they are, but also done some stuff for Marvel and DC. I thought this was really cute. I liked it more than you. It's fun. It feels like a cartoon, and that's what I liked about it. I think it's hard to do those comics. When they go from cartoon to comic, right, adapting the cartoon, it doesn't always capture the spirit. This feels like it could very easily move from comic book to cartoon. It was fun. It was fun. It was cute. I thought that reveal of the superheroes actually existing and in this world was really well done too. So it kind of got me. I'm going to give it a buy it. I thought it was fun. I'll probably read more of this too, because I'm one of those assholes that has Amazon Prime, although I have canceled. I just have it until July. So you pay for a year at a time. There you go. My final book goes to In Your Skin, #1 from Image Comics, written by Aditya Bidikar, and I know I'm saying it wrong, and I apologize. Art by Somnath Pal, who is also known as Som. Colors by Francesco.
How they are credited.
Yeah. Colors by Francesco Segala. Color assistant Gloria Martinelli. I don't know what that means, other than someone assisted with the colors.
I'll tell you what it means. Flatter.
Is that what it is? Is it a flatter?
Probably.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll buy that. It's 40 pages for $4.99. Here is your solicitation. Priyanka is a Bollywood Uber fan who has been obsessed with film star Aisha Sen since she was a kid. She watched her movies over and over and knows her dances beat for beat. But after a once-in-a-lifetime chance to meet her idol goes awry and Aisha announces her impending retirement from movies, Priyanka decides that if Aisha isn't going to live the life she's supposed to, Priyanka would be more than happy to take over for her. So Sam worked on a book called Crocodile Black that we reviewed. It was for Boom, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And Aditya Bidikar is a letterer. Not a writer at all. We know.
Oh, see, I knew the name.
Yes.
I couldn't remember, though, what I'd read by.
We know him.
Oh, sorry. My mistake. Sorry.
Yeah. We know dude from his letters. And here, this is his first writing gig. So.
Oh, well, shit.
I am not going to lie. I did not expect much. And I got to say, page 1 blew me out of the water.
Fucking crushed it. Dude.
Guys, the art in this comic is intense. It is absolutely amazing. The first few pages are this dreamscape, right? Almost like David Mack level dreamscape paired with TV screens where you're seeing interviews, right? And it's the same artist, but it almost looks like mixed media. It's not. It's just it's just that artist, Sam, switching his art up. And he switches it up a third time when the comic actually kicks in, the panels start to roll. And it's very, traditional comic book paneling, but the art is so detailed and absolutely beautiful. The story, it has these themes of obsession, body dysmorphia, stalking. The main character is flawed. She's deeply flawed. And they're not hiding that. This is, the crazy stalker fan story trope right out front. They go into why she's there a little bit. Like we touch on, okay, she has some family things that obviously she's trying to run from. She is a bigger girl and she's drawn as a bigger girl, not like gigantic, but she is big.
No.
And what do you see in Hollywood? Tiny little itsy bitsy Indian women that are absolutely gorgeous.
It's not even that. It's there's also the cultural pressure from her family.
Well, sure. But like this woman that she's idolizing is that Bollywood femme fatale who's like 5 feet tall, 99 pounds,
Yeah. But I think like if her relationship with her mother had been a little bit better.
Probably. Yeah, of course.
She would be obviously be more well.
And they do tap into that a little bit. She has a relationship with this guy that's like not her boyfriend, but you can tell he likes her and
he's clearly in love with her.
He wants more for the relationship, but she is fucked up by the fact that she's so in love with this actress. I'm not going to give anything away, but right in the solicit, they start talking about things like body horror and naming names like David Cronenberg. And this is where this story is going. I cannot believe how beautiful this book is.
It's really gorgeous.
I gotta say, Bidikar's story, it is a very Indian story. This takes place in India. It's about a girl that's obsessed with a Bollywood, starlet, but it is so accessible. It's not going over and above. It's just telling an extremely accessible story for anybody who's ever encountered, this trope. I gotta give this a massive buy it. This was a fantastic surprise.
Agreed. I didn't really know anything about it going into it. I was actually kind of dreading reading it. Not dreading, but I was like, I guess one more thing I got to read. And I was blown away. I thought this was phenomenal. The art is so beautiful.
Yeah. Wow. Just wow.
And that's even before any of the creepy, gross stuff happens.
Yeah.
It's already gorgeous. And then it gets intense and Cronenbergian and oh man, so well done. This is a huge buy it for me as well. And like you said, yes, it's very Indian. And you can definitely see the cultural stuff at play, but also a lot of the themes very universal.
Yeah, I think in the hands of a lesser creative team, stuff like that is not to say that like a very Indian story can't be good, but in the hands
No, that's not it at all.
of any lesser creative team, the story can get so bogged down in like we're telling an Indian story or we're telling an African story, like it can get lost there.
Even outside of that, I just think that it's told with such care. It's universal.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yes.
I know. But yeah, it's huge by it. Fantastic. My final book is Corpse Knight, #1 from Image Comics / Skybound, written by Michael Chavez with art by Matthew Roberts, colors by Rico Renzi, letters by Pat Brousseau. It's 32 pages for $3.99. Here is your solicit. As war ravages France, a young girl named Foy lives in relative peace with her father until tragedy strikes. As Foy struggles to fend for herself, she's granted a miracle. Her father returns from the dead to protect her. Now they embark on a sacred quest, confronting murderers, wild animals, wandering armies, and black magic plaguing the countryside. As Foy comes face to face with the dark side of miracles and the secrets of the Corpse Knight, she must question if the man by her side has always been a monster. And then it goes into a bit about the creators, which I'll only mention because Michael Chavez is known for some of the later movies in the Conjuring franchise, and Matthew Roberts did Universal Monsters' Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives, which is a gorgeous comic book. As is our way, I did not read the solicit before I read this comic. And so I was really surprised to see that the story ties into real world history as opposed to being set in like a Westeros sort of situation.
Sure.
We start off with a lot of very familiar elements. There's a slain parent, child left behind to take vengeance, etc., etc. It's so well told, though. The relationship between Foy and her father, who goes unnamed, is really lovely.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's what little we get of it before the whole corpsing thing. Chavez ramps up the tension really well. It feels very cinematic appropriately. And there's that moment where the night comes back. And it's just incredible, the pacing of that scene. The final page hook, awesome. I'm on board. The art by Roberts and Renzi is absolutely drop-dead gorgeous. Roberts draws beautifully expressive characters and then also absolutely brutal, gory action. The pages are full of detail, but Roberts also isn't afraid to let the backgrounds fade away. And that's when Rico Renzi, who is a powerhouse name as far as colorists are concerned, he lets Renzi step up with these bold and brilliant colors that push the characters to the forefront. It's really striking. There's one scene in particular where Foy's dad is killed. It's absolutely heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good. So, you know, the tired old joke. I'm not the biggest fan of sword and sorcery stuff. Something about the premise of this really intrigued me. I have not seen any of the Conjuring movies that Chavez worked on. I've only seen the first one. But he delivers a really strong story with a compelling hook here. And Roberts and Renzi absolutely crush it on art. This is a huge buy it from me.
Chavez should be good at this because he's a film director and he's made some good horror films. And, you know, say what you will about the Conjuring movies. I've had fun with them. I thought the
first one is great.
Well, he didn't do the first one.
He's done he did The Devil Made Me Do It.
He did The Devil Made Me Do It and The Last Rites. He also did The Nun, which is The Nun 2, which is a spin-off.
Yeah, right. The Nun 2.
I did not see The Nun 2, but I did like both the Conjuring movies he made. This is
Nun 2, Back in the Habit.
Now, there's like some conspiracy theories out there about why books like this and Fireborn were ordered so heavily. And part of it is like, well, yeah, he's got some money and he can have certain kinds of marketing that pushes things. I don't care. If the comic is this good, I don't care. And I'm glad it gets in
shit.
Yeah, I'm glad it gets in people's hands. Is it maybe not fair? Sure. Different argument though. This is a fantastic story. The art is great. The comic, I like this a lot more than I liked Fireborn. And if you wanted to tell me that people got preview copies of this and got excited for it, I would buy that for this comic more than I do for Fireborn. Like, I don't quite get why everybody's freaking out about it. Although everybody else that's reviewed Fireborn out there seems to have loved it. Regardless, this is the better of the two. If you're going to spend money on one, good luck. It's going to be hard to find because, comic assholes put this stuff on eBay and it goes for a lot of money. But this is great. Corpse Knight #1, really well told. Should be. Like I said, dude's a film director, but that doesn't always translate. We've seen Hollywood try and do this. And it doesn't always work. Chavez knows what he's doing. Pick this one up if you can find it. It's a buy.
That is it for our reviews, but these weren't the only comics we read in the last 2 weeks. It's time for the Ludicrous Speed Reads, where at least we don't complain as long about the other comics we read.
Ludicrous Speed! Go!
Last week, I picked up X-Men United #2 because I had to see, does it get better? This is from Marvel Comics, written by Eve Ewing, with art by Tiago Palma. The answer is no, it did not get better. This comic is not good. It does not make sense. The whole thing was like, oh no, Scott's burning the whole Mind Palace down in the end. And then in this one, they're like, it's just a Mind Palace. What are you doing? Knock it off. Not to mention.
How is Scott burning down the fucking Mind Palace?
Excellent question, Joe.
No sense.
We still haven't even learned what happens when they go to the Mind Palace. I don't know if their bodies are laying there unconscious peeing themselves. I have no idea.
Yeah, I hope that's true. I hope that's what's happening.
But the thing that this, and I apologize to Tiago Palma. I'm not an artist. I don't like talking shit about people's art. This book does not look good. This is an X-Men comic, you guys.
You are a fan and a critic, though, man.
This is an X-Men comic, Marvel. You got to do better. This is a leave it. And Eve Ewing, you're better than this too. I've read plenty of good Eve Ewing comics. I have to wonder what's going on with editorial and Eve. This is not good.
Last week, I read Absolute Batman #19 from DC, written by Scott Snyder, with art by Nick Dragotta and Frank Martin. Lots of big stuff happening in this issue. We get the first appearance of Absolute Scarecrow and the reveal of what exactly the Absolute Robins are. It's all tied into an unexpected death and bad things to come for our beefy Bat Boy. Good to see Dragotta back on the art here. Not that this series has ever been anything other than gorgeous. I'm giving this a buy it, and I swear to God, I'm not trying to talk about Absolute Batman every single time it comes out, but this was a big one.
But you are going to talk about Absolute Batman and G.I. Joe every time it comes out. Scorched 50 came out last week. I don't normally read Scorched, and I try and help people out by reading other things every once in a while.
Well, when I try to pick things that I don't normally read, you steal them.
Oh,
so
please. I haven't read Scorched to pay attention to it, but I'm like, hey, we're at 50 issues of this Scorched book.
How can this be
From
real?
Image Comics by Todd McFarlane with art by Steven Segovia. I will say this for Scorched 50. Steven Segovia's art is very good. He's a very talented
Steven
artist.
Segovia is a good artist.
And he's doing the 90s thing. It like, you can still feel Todd McFarlane all over the art. Now, this is issue 50. Typically, when you have a 50, a 75, a 100, it's like either a retrospective of how we got here or a brand new jumping on point for readers that have never read it.
Part one of a new story.
This is chapter 3 of a story that Scorched is barely fucking in, and I had no idea what was going on. I have no idea how we got to 50, and unless you really love narration. Todd McFarlane's thing that he does is tell you everything that the artist is drawing in every panel. It is so annoying.
Oh, does Todd actually write this?
Todd writes this. I'm giving this a leave it because Todd writes it.
Like, you can tell me that this is Scorched number 50, and my response is, I don't believe you.
Yeah, I know, it's insane. But every panel is like, oh, this symbiote, cursed spawn thing, whatever, is trying to take over another spawn. And Steven Segovia draws that very plainly and looks cool. And then Todd McFarlane goes, the cursed spawn thing is trying to take over the other spawn, but it can't. Like, no shit. Let the art tell the story, sir.
I think his Spawn Batman one was like that.
It was exactly like that. That's how the Todd writes. He doesn't know how to do the job. He knows how to draw. Not right.
Which is weird because he insists on writing every single month for the last 30 goddamn years.
Don't get me started.
All right. My second book from last week was G.I. Joe 21. Yes, I know. I talk a lot about G.I. Joe. This is from Image Comics and Skybound, written by Joshua Williamson with art by Tom Riley. And, hey, Synergy, the Adequates writer, Lee Loffridge.
Hey, all right.
How about that? Good on you, Lee. I chose to talk about this because did my bold prediction about this issue prove to be true? Well, the jury is still out.
No, it did not prove to be true.
Unless, Matt, listen, you don't know. However,
you said they would show up in this comic book. They did not show up in this comic book. True believers, don't go spend your money on this thinking that you're going to get Snake Eyes here, okay?
I'm saying you don't know that that's not Snake Eyes.
I know that he's not wearing the outfit, and I know he did not show up.
Okay, listen.
You can tell me Secret Wars was the first appearance of Venom, Joe? You can tell me that? I mean, technically it was.
Spoilers. All right, look. It is heavily hinted that this might be a version of Snake Eyes familiar to fans of the Real American Hero series. Matt and I don't have that same cachet as far as reading that book goes. So I had to have a conversation with Damon and Joe in the Discord where they were freaking out about it. So there you go. It might be Snake Eyes. It's just not the Snake Eyes from the cartoon. It was an awesome homage to the classic silent interlude. I wasn't expecting it to actually be silent. It was. Got a lot of hot ninja on ninja action. It's really beautiful art from Riley and Loffridge. This is a buy it. G.I. Joe is so good, you guys. Month in, month out.
Jumping to this week, Headlopper has a new #1. It is actually the old #1 with extra content. But the old #1 came out 10 years ago, and I forgot that I read it, and I forgot that I gave it a buy it 10 years ago.
We reviewed it on this show.
I'm going to give it another buy it right now. This is the sole creation of Andrew McLean, who is just a powerhouse creator. Like, think Adventure Time meets Conan the Barbarian, directed by the Coen brothers, and you have got Headlopper. It is a crazy, fun. It looks so unserious because the art is so cartoony.
It does. It's very, very
But the
animated.
stakes are so high and so fun. And there's like this Magnola level genius to this guy's art and design and the little things that he does. There's like just a throwaway scene where they're talking about like, oh, these riders that came and killed all these witches. And like, as they're telling the story and narration, there's this little box and these riders on it. And one guy's just like screaming, doom! It's like, fuck yeah! Headlopper could not be more fun. The extra content in here is great for readers new and old. If you've never read it, pick this up. This book is just fantastic. We almost got an animated series of this, but we can't have nice things on this planet. So, sorry.
My first book from this week was Thundercats X SilverHawks : ThunderHawks, #1.
Sure.
This is from Dynamite Entertainment. Look, I mean, I guess we all saw it coming. This is written by Ed Brisson with art by Vincenzo Federici and Robbie Bavard. I mentioned it during the Mumm-Ra review. Every single attempt I've made to dive into these books, Thundercats and SilverHawks, has been like hitting a brick fucking wall. And you know what? Silly of me to think that a comic book labeled #1 would be an exception. Credit to Brisson for delivering a story that I could sort of follow. And there are some interesting ideas here. Obviously, we're mixing our chocolate and our peanut butter. They're the ThunderHawks. Figure it out. I liked the composition of Federici's drawing. The line art, though, is so thick. In every panel, it looks like it's inked with a fat Sharpie. And again, this takes place on 6th Earth. And so until Matt and I had that whole ass conversation earlier in the show, I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Well, now you know. Come on.
Now I know. I'm giving this a skim it because, like, it's very reliant on the stuff that came before, but it's well told. And the idea of a Thundercats SilverHawks mashup is kind of fun.
The other book I read from this week so far, and there will be more, and we talk about those things on Saturday too, so, stick around for the gang hang, is Infernal Hulk number 6. This is Philip Kennedy Johnson writing. Adam Gorham is on art here, filling in for Nick Klein. Adam Gorham is no Nick Klein. The cover is awesome. It's got this ridiculous Iron Man armor called the Hellbuster armor.
Yeah.
Which I'm always down for a new Iron Man armor, but I was like, what is this? And it turns out he's got the spear of the One Above All, which I still don't totally understand who the One Above All is, but it's like Marvel's God, essentially.
God. Yeah.
Okay.
God.
So guess what? PKJ sells this very well. And while I say to you that Gorham is no Nick Klein, Gorham is very, very good and does an excellent job.
He's no slouch.
Here. No slouch at all. He's really good here. This comic is insane. I don't know how they're going to fix the Hulk after this. I really don't. And I know, like, dude, what about World War Hulk? I mean, like, come on. That was it. Nope. This is way bigger and worse. Way bigger and worse. This comic's so goddamn good. It is a huge buy it. I'm glad there's still pockets of the Marvel Universe where people like PKJ are allowed to tell stories like this.
My last book for this week is Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Versity #1 from Marvel Comics. It's written by Jordan Morris and Joe Kelly. I'm giving most of the credit to Jordan Morris on this one. With art by Per Perez and Guru Effects. What happens when you have a bunch of spider people with little to no training? You put them together New Mutant style. Look, there are way too many spider people. You think there were too many super people? The spider people got them beat. And I don't know a goddamn thing about the new Spider-Boy or Spider-Girl or what they can do. There's something in here about biting people and the girl has like Taskmaster powers. I don't know. But this is a fun idea. It's executed really well. Jordan Morris delivers another solid script. You might remember Matt raving about Web of Venom a week or two ago. And the art by Perez is really good. I'm sticking with this one. It's a buy it.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot.
I didn't expect anything. This was way more fun than I thought. And I don't know anything about like the magic Spider Girl who's like throwing around.
Well, Aranya, I remember from when we were first at the comic shop.
She didn't.
But
why?
Now she's got sorcery powers.
Not just sorcery. She's using like the bands of Cytorak or whatever. So it's
like she's conjuring them through sorcery.
Yeah.
They talk about how she trained with something Spider-Versity. I don't know.
But like this was a lot of fun. And Spider-Boy, and whenever he speaks, all I can hear is the little brother from Bob's Burgers. It's perfect.
Eugene Merman.
Yeah, I kind of love him. I'm giving this a buy it too. Knock me over. I can't believe it. It's actually pretty good.
It's good.
This Jordan Morris kid, I'll tell you what, he's got a future. Maybe he should be writing Amazing Spider-Man because it's not as good as this.
That is it for our new comic reviews, but now it is your turn. Head to our Discord and join in the new comic talk, and then join us for our gang hang this weekend. More details at our Discord.
Before we wrap this show up, we got to make our picks for next Wednesday. We're going to head to the THN Sanctum Sanctorum. We're going to focus. We're going to meditate. And we are going to come up with must-read picks of high value for nerds that are only going to read one thing next week. Joe Patrick, what's your must-read pick for next week?
My pick for next week is Zatanna #1 from DC. It's written and drawn by Jamal Campbell. It's 32 pages for $3.99. Why is it my must-read pick? I absolutely loved Campbell's Zatanna series from a while back. I'm happy he's getting a crack at an ongoing series. If for no other reason than her powers drive you crazy. I think it's so fun.
Yeah, her powers drive me crazy. My pick for next week is Swamp Thing 1989 #1. And you're like, Matt, what the frig is this? Swamp Thing 1989. Is this like that weird Marvel stuff where they just kind of like delve back into a story that was already told well and tell more of it and it feels pointless? No. This is Rick Vetch and penciler Michael Zuli's lost Swamp Thing story that has been kicked. A lot of people didn't believe this existed for some times, but DC basically said you cannot put this on the stands in 1989 because it deals with Jesus Christ. So much so that the Swamp Thing is part of the wood that Jesus
becomes the wood that of the
is
cross
crucified on. Yeah. This is going to be divisive one way or another. I think it's silly because it's a fictional fucking story, just like the Bible. But anyway, I got to see what it was all about. I got to see what was so offensive. And there's already been preview copies out there. And a lot of people have said, look, I didn't
like the issue was done.
Yeah, it's fully done. They're finally printing it. But I read an editorial about a guy that was like, I read it. I'm an atheist, so it didn't bother me at all. I gave it to a friend of mine who is a priest, and he read it and said, this is actually a very good realization of Jesus Christ. It's respectful, and it's like they're not treating him like a superhero. They're treating him like this mystical thing, and like I don't have a problem with it. So I got to see.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Excelsior! Oh.
That's it for THN 811. If you dig the new comic show, check out our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to it there. We got pictures of comics and stuff up there. Like, subscribe, comment, so people know that you're not a robot that's just, flying through videos to give people views or whatever, which they do that shit. It's fucking gross, man. The world is gross. Also, give us a review wherever you download your podcasts because it really does help. It pushes up the algorithm and it helps people find what I hope is quality comic book podcasting. I hope it is. I don't know.
I like to think so. Next week, the Back Issue Show returns. We don't have a theme picked out yet, but I swear it'll be awesome. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another New Comics Review Show.
THN is a listener-supported podcast. It wouldn't be possible without the generosity of our donors, like our newest patron, Brian Wells. Turns out it works. We're not just thanking the same people over and over again. One new patron, folks. We appreciate you, Brian.
Two new patrons,
oh, well,
actually.
Well, we'll get there next time. If you support the show like Brian, you can hear this week's Extra, where we're bringing back to Take a Look. It's in a book segment. We're going to talk about the other Superman Spider-Man crossover. This one happened, was it the 70s?
It's the 50th anniversary of the Superman Spider-Man crossover Treasury Edition from 1976. And in honor of Marvel's version of Spider-Man Superman coming out this week, we're going to revisit that original.
Fun. You can sign up to be a patron at patreon.com/2headednerd. Only costs you $1, folks, but you can always give more than that because we are bad at capitalism.
Also, kind of poor. We could use it. Before we go, our weekly shout out goes to Eisner Award-winning fan favorite artist Adam Hughes, who is currently battling stage 3C colorectal cancer. It was announced in a post on Hughes' official website by his wife, Allison Sohn, and she said, quote, "People have recovered from this and worse. Adam is looking forward to being one of those people." She went on to say that the initial surgery went very well and chemo starts in a couple of weeks, but also they can't really anticipate how it's going to affect his ability to work, and they're taking things one day at a time, understandably. And so they've canceled all their upcoming public appearances. They are very apologetic about that, but, we understand. Word to you, Adam. Everyone here in the Ziggurat is pulling for you. You got this, big guy.
Until next time, true believers, remember to pre-order comics, or your retailer might just tell the Jonas Brothers you made fun of their little brother's filthy mouth. This is the Two-Headed Nerd, signing off.
Sorry, Bonus.
Franklin, he's got a mouth on him.
He's a dirty bird.